Issuing a thank you coupon for first-time buyers right after purchase boosts retention, repeat sales, and long-term loyalty. Most stores don't automate it. Here's how to do it in AutoKit. So here is our AutoKit workflow, and it does three things. It detects a new purchase, checks if the buyer is first time only, and then rewards them with an auto-generated coupon by email. So let's get into how all of this works. So here is our trigger, purchase created, and you'll need to have a SureCart account, SureCart installed, and you need to have it linked up with AutoKit, which we've got right here. Next, you got to go into the Configure tab, and you can select a particular product, or you can do it for any product purchased. I have it set for any product. Then you can conduct a test so that you're getting fresh data. And that's what I've done here. Click Cancel there. Our next stop is our first action. And that is, how do we tell if the customer is a first-time buyer? Well, we're going to go into SureCart again here, go to the Select tab, and our event is Get Customer Order Count. And so this is going to come in handy in our next step, which is the filter. We want to get the total number of orders that this particular customer, based on their customer ID, has purchased. So under the Configuration tab, we've got Customer ID, and we've added that in from our SureCart purchase created data from our trigger. Again, we can do a test, and you can see here I have a total of 26 purchases for this particular customer. So we'll click Cancel there. Our next step, and it's an important one, is the filter. We want to determine if the person who has just purchased from our store has a one-time purchase or several purchases. So that's what this filter is doing. Let's take a look. So under our Select, it's just the filter app that comes with AutoKit, and our event is filter. That's all you can do there. Configuration, we are saying if the total number of orders is equal to 1, then proceed in the workflow. If it does not equal 1, then the workflow stops. So they won't get a coupon and they won't get the email. If it is equal to 1, then it will continue the next action steps. So that's an important step, and it's something that we needed in there. So our next step is to actually generate the coupon. So we're going to create the coupon again using SureCart. Our coupon name is Holiday 20. That is not what's going to be sent to the customer. That is an internal name that we use for our store. This is going to be a percentage discount, or you could do a fixed discount. And our discount amount, percentage-wise, is 20, and we're going to be using it once. And we have optional fields here. You can go through these and determine which ones are best for your setup. You can type in a promotion code if you want to use a specific one, but we're having it auto-generated for that customer. And we're using it a limit usage of 1, and we're also limit per customer as 1. And you can have an end date, max subtotal, a lot of options here. Again, go through it and set it up how you want to set it up. Then you can go through a test here, and we'll just do a test, and it will auto-generate a coupon code for us right here. And we can click on Save there, and we'll just confirm. I do have this live, and that's why it's asking me to confirm. Once our coupon is generated, then we're going to send out our email. Now, in our email, we are using a new feature, a relatively new feature in AutoKit, and that is the email templates. So I've got an email template I'm using here to set up a basic welcome and a thank you. So how do I get the email template in there inside our Gmail step? Well, I'm going to click Cancel there. And over on the left-hand side here, you'll see email templates. So let me open that up in a new tab for you, and we'll take a look. You can see here I have several templates in use, and the last one here that I just created was called First Time Buyers. So let's take a look at that. On the left-hand side, you have your layout of your template. On the right-hand side, you have styles and general inputs. So you can add in a section, spacer, divider. You can add in your content and buttons, and you can add in elements, phone numbers, emails, addresses, things like that. So what I did was I set up a section here. So if I go scroll back up, I just dragged over a section, and then I dragged in an image block. And then with the image block added, I uploaded an image. Now, the two things that I want to point out here is howdy fname, and here is the coupon. This is what we call a dynamic field. So what's going to happen is when we get to putting in our content on the Gmail side, we're going to have two options that will show up for us, fname and coupon. And if you're familiar with this, this works in Google Docs as well. So we got to put in two curly brackets on either end of our dynamic field so that it'll be registered in our Gmail setup. So as far as the rest of the design of this wise is I just put in a text block, formatted it. I put in a title block, formatted that. And so it's pretty simple. Now, other options that you have here, you can see what it's going to look like on mobile up here. And you also have the option to see a preview of it. So you can take a look how it's going to look in a person's inbox. And of course, we have the save button. So let me click save there. And then let's go back to our workflow. And let's take a look of how we connect the template that's been created into our Gmail step. So let's open up Gmail. And normally you would have just a blank box here without the template part. So you could do it that way as well if you're uncomfortable with the email templates. How do we get the email templates in there? We have a little option here that says email templates. So we'll click that button. You notice how our body completely changes now and it says email templates, and then we have to search and select a template. We'll find our template here by just clicking inside and click on first time buyers. Now see where we get our dynamic fields automatically populate, fname and coupon. Now we can connect the dots here by adding in our data dynamically. So we'll hit the @ symbol here for our fname, and we'll just do a quick search for the first name. Here's our first name here. And then we'll do the same for our coupon. We'll just search for code. And here's our coupon code. And then under optional fields, you can do CC, BCC, things like that, that you normally could in your Gmail step. I've got a subject line in there, a special thank you inside. Our from name is AutoKit. You can call it whatever you want. And our to is the customer email address from our purchase created trigger. So we can click continue there and click on save. That is our walkthrough of our AutoKit workflow. Now let's test it all out, shall we? I want the checkout process of a website, and I'm just going to scroll down, click submit, and then we'll wait probably about 10 seconds and we will get an email with a special thank you inside. There's our thank you. So our purchase has been made. Now let's go check out our inbox. And here's our email. It says, thank you so much for your recent purchase. We really appreciate it. 20% off discount code, and it inserted our discount code. And we should probably put in a link to our store, so I'll make that change maybe a bit later. And that's it. One purchase, one personalized thank you coupon, seconds after checkout, fully automated with AutoKit. If you want to build this workflow or create your own version, go check out AutoKit with the link in the description and see what you can automate today. And we'll see you in the next video.